One thing that's close to the hearts of Sox fans is the famous exploding scoreboard. Today's high-tech scoreboard is a replica of the original built in 1960 and still incorporates the pinwheels and fireworks. But most fans probably have no idea what it takes to make this scoreboard work during a baseball game. So, we decided to spend a day at the ballpark to find out ourselves.
Now the fans are starting to wander in, and although the White Sox are not playing just yet, the behind-the-scenes team is already hard at work.
The scoreboard crew is busily gearing up in the scoreboard control room, located next to the TV and radio broadcast booths above home plate. Similar to a live newscast, dozens of people are connected by headsets to present everything you see and hear at the cell, both on the center scoreboard and smaller electronic boards. They're all taking cues from White Sox scoreboard director Jeff Chanel, who calls all of the shots. Aside from the people in the scoreboard room, Jeff is also connected to the PA announcer Gene Honda, the organist Nancy Faust, 4 cameramen, the DJ and audio technician, and the game operations crew on the field. They all have to be on the same page to execute the live and digital entertainment.
Motorola?
Jeff starts the scoreboard action 40 minutes before game time, making sure all of the sponsors who've paid big bucks get their name up in lights. At the same time, he's communicating with the game operations team on the field, who is responsible for coordinating all of the pregame festivities, the first pitches, and the national anthem.
Nicole, the Coldwell and the Connies are going to have to be shot by our high home camera.
So Coldwell and Connies will be shot at high home camera.
It's important the fans can see and hear all of these things on the center scoreboard. They also need to make sure everything runs smoothly so the game can get started right on time.
I'm already standing. Stand by ready to lower your audio. Stand by Gene Honda with your Chicago White Sox.
Sox fans, on your feet for your 2008 Chicago White Sox. Managed by number 13, Ozzie Diaz.
Track under, go Gene.
And first base number 14, Paul Konerko.
During the game, Jeff calls out everything that goes out on the scoreboard, and everyone is listening. For example, he decides which of the 4 cameras will be up on the board, when the player's stats will go up, and he cues for the special announcements. He's following a pre-planned script, but says in baseball, anything can happen, and he has to go with the flow while making sure everything is perfectly timed.
So many things are going through my head because we have the game script, all the sponsorship we have to get in. So I'm trying to think ahead of what's going to happen in the next play and what happens in the next half inning so that our timing is down so that we take care of all our business and then have fun things to do.
Yes, they like to have fun, which is why they're there in the first place, to entertain the fans. Today, Nick Swisher was taking a while to warm up, so they had everyone in the stands and the control room dancing with Napoleon from the movie Napoleon Dynamite. Jeff also wants to make sure that when the team isn't doing so well, he uses the scoreboard crew to enhance the mood in the stadium.
I mean, if the game isn't going well or we need a spark, I try and instigate our DJ and our matrix people and our video people, direct them to do different things to get the fans involved.
However, none of Jeff's prompts would be executed without his sidekick, the technical director.
You are listening to everything that Jeff says, and you are responsible for physically putting everything on that board.
Everything that you see on these monitors right here has the source of all the cameras, all the video clips, all the animations, all the graphics, all the headshots, and they all come into here, and I have to exactly punch them up here and throw them out to the scoreboard.
So this is a pretty intense job because you have to be on the ball.
I am moving all the time. I'm always moving. Every second of the game, he's calling something. There we go. Now we got strike 3. And there it goes. He calls trigger red, and that's the player graphic who's ever up, like Ron Relay's up right now, and he says trigger red, and I roll it here, and it goes out there. If we get a replay here, maybe I could show you that, but you never know. The White Sox got to help me out on that to get a replay move here.
Speaking of replays, someone in the scoreboard crew has to be on call and ready for an outstanding play.
Well, I'm looking at 2 different cameras, and as a spectacular play happens, then I just talk on a headset back to our director to let him know that I have the play queued up and ready to show for all the fans out there in the stadium.
So today there was a home run.
As soon as the ball went off the bat, I knew I had to queue it up for the replay because we like to show it instantly for everybody out there.
None of these replays would look right on the scoreboard, if it weren't for the camera control expert.
Louis here has his eyes glued to these television screens.
What I'm doing is actually making sure that the cameras are at the same temperature, the same colors, making sure that they actually match to each other.
Do you think that people even know that, there's somebody back here making sure the colors are perfect?
I don't think anyone thinks that there's actually someone making sure that that happens.
Everything looks good, though, to these crew members who've got a front row seat. There's the gal who creates the still graphics, like special birthday announcements you see on the board. Ever wonder who pulls up the player's stats? This man is constantly checking updates on the computer to make sure he's got the correct information up when a player is at bat. Then there's someone displaying what's on the LED boards, the thin electronic boards above left and right fields, and the smaller screen underneath the scoreboard. During the game, he puts up a combination of advertisements and players' graphics, but he's got to make sure everything on these boards is frozen when a player is at bat, so the batter doesn't get distracted. Otherwise, the park could be fined. Then there's 3 crew members who are responsible for the information on the matrix board, which includes the balls, strikes, and outs.
So you've got to be on the ball watching the umpire.
It's probably the most intense position that we have here because you have to watch the ump, you have to watch the cadence of the ump because they're all different.
So what happens if you mess up?
If you mess up, which does happen occasionally, you can't correct it on the computer itself. But sometimes if other people catch it beforehand, maybe 40,000 people, but you try not to mess up.
And of course, it's not a White Sox game without the fireworks, which pop at the touch of a button from the control room. So next time you're at a White Sox game, take a look up at the windows above home plate. Even though the scoreboard crew remains unseen, their efforts are seen by everyone in the park, so you can enjoy your experience at the Cell.